Howdy everybody. I just want to take you up here and give you a little update on my garden on the hill. You can barely see it from here, but I got it weeded out. The last video, I believe it had been so wet that the weeds had got pretty bad in here and I couldn't get in it. But I got most of them chopped out. I need to go over it one more time. Looks kind of pitiful on video. But the corn's about knee high right here. These two rows is 60 foot long. And these little rows here are kind of younger corn. There's 3 little rows. And you remember how weedy this was. I run my push plow through here with the cultivators, and then I hold it, and I put a mound of dirt up around the corn. When my corn up on this hill gets, all my corn, it's bad for the wind to blow it down. So I take and hill up a mound of dirt around it when I hoe it, and I call that laying it by. And I normally hoe my corn 2 times. Once when it's about 8 inches high, and then when it gets up about this big, or a little smaller than this, I'll come in and I'll hoe it up, and I'll put a big hill around it, and I call that laying it by. That's what they call it here in Appalachia, and that's the last time I'll really hoe it. Now I may come through here and knock a big weed out of the middle of the road just to keep it looking better, but I won't disturb the roots no more. And this corn, I've already put nitrogen on it once. Well, I fertilized it when I planted it, and then when I first hoe it, I put nitrogen on it. And then whenever it starts making an ear and silking, I'll come back and put more nitrogen. And it needs rain bad. We've been over a week now without a rain. We had a sprinkle that didn't last 5 minutes yesterday. So I'm in desperate need of some water. But you can see, I mean, even back here in the shady part, this is the most shady end. It's a little smaller, but I mean the corn's pretty dark colored, so I mean it looks pretty good. This is ambrosia corn. Let's see if you can see it getting kind of dark on me out here. Right here's my butternut squash is coming up. I've got about 8 or 10 hills of them staggered throughout the corn patch, and I've got a few started up here in this young corn. And I planted this corn a little thin. Here's another butternut squash. These are Waltham butternut squash. I planted this corn fairly thin because I wanted to be able to, on this hillside, I wanted to have room to work in it. And now right here below me, well, that's where the peas was. They're gone, and I'm going to mow them down and plant me some late beans there. And right down here, let me get down here. I've got 2 rows, if you can see here. These are Missouri Wonder Beans. And the way I'm done these this year is I just put me a stake about every foot, and I got a hill of beans on each one. I'll let them go up the stake without stringing them and stuff. So that'll save me a little bit of work. The strings are good sometimes, but I'm going to try it this way. It's just like growing up a corn stalk. And I hadn't made my mind up yet if I may plant one little bean seed in these hills of corn. I normally do, but I don't normally do it in ambrosia because it's such a small corn. But I may plant one little seed in them. And there's the little bee nuke. I don't know if I can zoom in there or not. There's a few little bees hanging on the outside still, but they've been working like crazy. Oh, I'll show you right down here. I gotta get up here with a weed eater. Took the push mower over some of this. The blackberries is looking good, making little berries. And I didn't think these would bear the first year, but they are. Well, they're going to. And and right here is the cornfield beans that I told you. Well, I planted these seeds are from 1997. And every seed, I believe, has come up. They're looking pretty. Starting to get a few little vines. And here's a few of the white boar pumpkins I planted. And that patch over there is all pumpkins. There's about 8 or 10 hills of pumpkins over there. I don't know if you can see the little lightning bugs. There's some lightning bugs shining up here. But I'm going to get up here and mow all these peas down. That'll make it look a lot better. I'll take you down here to the other garden real quick before it gets dark. Alrighty, the zucchini and squash is looking good. And they're pretty small, but they got a few little blooms. And our cucumbers is getting up there in the cages pretty good now. And they ought to be blooming before you know it. But they're nice looking plants. And here's a few rattlesnake beans. They're kind of thin right here. I believe something got in here when I planted them. But they're coming along. And our peppers have got a few little blooms on them, and they're starting to grow pretty good. And our beets are looking nice. And the cabbage, now I've had to spray bugs on spray these for bugs twice, because the bugs have really been eating up my cabbage. And now my greasy beans, that's what I really want to show you. Buddy, they are looking nice. Man, they're dark as a crow. And they're really doing good. They're blooming. So we ought to start getting little greasy beans soon. Tomatoes, I'm getting kind of dark, can't you see them? But I got some big tomatoes hanging in there. I think I showed you them in the last video. But I pruned them again. So they're looking good. But all in all, it's a beautiful evening here on Fluty Lick in the heart of Appalachia. And we're just enjoying summertime, and I'll try to get some more good videos here soon of doing some stuff. I've got a big project I've been working on right now. I've been building this screened-in porch on the cabin, and it's not really finished yet, but I'll show you that a little later on in another video. But I just wanted to give you a little garden update. I've had a lot of questions about the garden, and people wanting to know how it is, what's growing. So I thought I'd show you, and I appreciate y'all watching. Please like and subscribe. God bless y'all.